Yo, yo, what's good, good people? So let's get into some music news gossip. We had Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker. They are splitting up after nearly 15 years together. They've been married for 11 years, according to a heartfelt social media post from Kandi. And the Real Housewives of Atlanta star shared the news Friday afternoon, telling fans that after much thought and prayer, she's decided to file for divorce. And unfortunately, that's a very sad thing to hear about Todd and Kandi, because we're so used to seeing them together. And they just look like they were so happy. So while an emotional and difficult time, Kandi says she plans to focus on protecting her peace and being the best mother she can be and co-parenting with love and respect. And out of their marriage, they have two beautiful children. They have Blaze and Ace. So I'm about to play a little clip from Breakfast Club, and she basically just tell everybody how she feels about the divorce. Y'all check it out.
They usually say pause after saying long time coming. But Kandi talks about her divorce from Todd and said it's been a long time coming. Let's listen to Kandi.
I'm sure y'all saw that. I filed for divorce on Friday. Right now, it's a pretty crazy time. I'm going to be very honest with you. I am up and down. Obviously, going through a divorce is definitely not the easiest thing. Sometimes, you're cool. You know what I mean? You move in, you mix in, you move in, and you're hanging out with friends. But then sometimes you have your moments of sadness. And me being the Taurus that I am, I like to keep those moments to myself. And to be clear, yes, I filed Friday. But, this is something that, has been brewing for a while. So all the times you be seeing me online like, all of that means nothing. I've been going through it, child. But what I will say is, Todd and I were together our marriage lasted 11 years. We was together like 14. We got two wonderful, beautiful children. I have no regrets.
Emotions will be high. It's a very tragic situation when you have to break up after being together for a while. And Kandi and Todd actually met on the Real Housewives of Atlanta way back in 2011, and they got married in 2014, and their wedding ceremony themed on the hit 1988 movie Coming to America. So wishing best wishes for both, and right now it's unclear exactly why these two are splitting. And, I did hear some other sources out there, and they say that Kandi, she didn't, she felt some type of way when Todd wanted to start back producing movies, and he didn't want to tour with her when she, performed with her group Escape. And, he really wanted to do his own thing, and she didn't like that. She wanted him to come along with her when she toured. And, he said he been doing that for 10 years, and he really wants to do his own thing. And then also, their restaurants also collapse. So that could play a role in their divorce. So wishing the best for both of them. And let's get into some other news. And a lot of rumors circulating around Toni Braxton and Birdman. Yes, people have been talking a lot. So they have a long-term couple relationship. They've been together for a while. And this clip I'm going to play, she said they've been friends for a mighty long time, 25 years or so. Since 2016, I believe that's when they started their romance. They were engaged in February 2018, allegedly, according to Google, but called it off in the early 2019, despite rumors and a temporary end to their relationship. And they reconciled and reportedly married secretly on August the 8th of 2024. They celebrated their 1-year wedding anniversary in August of 2025 this year, and had recently addressed public rumors confirming that they are still married, and everybody's just so much in their business. So much. So y'all check out this clip here.
Where does it stand right now?
Today's good.
Meaning?
Just bring it on.
So, okay, are you married?
I am.
Okay, explain that to us, because
You know what?
you were married, then you weren't married.
I heard a lot of different rumors.
Yes.
I heard that I'm getting 100 and, what is it, the amount?
A lot.
I heard
You're
that
getting
too.
a big check
I
from
know.
a certain former producer who's dropping off a bunch of money.
I heard that too.
That big check, a rumored $160 million to certain performer, that be rapper Birdman. Toni denies those rumors, by the way.
Of course, I really can't blame Toni. She really don't want everybody all in her business about her financial and Birdman financial affairs. So, of course, she would deny that and wouldn't talk about it. Who wouldn't? You feel me? And by the way, they said Toni Braxton's tickets are selling very well. Right now, she's on tour. It's her, New Edition, and Boys to Men. And that's what's up. They say it's doing pretty well. And they will be coming to Atlanta next year. So I will make sure I get those tickets. They say some tickets are still available on resale markets. And with prices starting around $100 to $120. And that's not bad at all. So let's get into one more news before I go, y'all. Our very own Lloyd ATLN. He was performing in Alabama, and he was getting down, breaking it down on the stage. Here's a clip of when he tripped over his foot and fell down. My. And I told y'all, he was breaking it down, baby. Had his hair looking good, dressed looking nice. Yeah, that's crazy. He about to get ready to chew everybody out. Anybody who was laughing at him. Check it out, y'all.
And if for a second, if you laugh when I fell right there, I just want to say sincerely, fuck you. You ain't shit. And karma is a motherfucker. It's gonna come back. But speaking of players fucking up too, I think that's the perfect way to lead into this next song.
Don't you fall, no, 5-2. I want you. That's crazy though, but he went off. But you can tell he would laugh. He was laughing about it. Okay, so let's get into one more. At the end of my segment, I want to get into some sports. So let's get into this right fast, y'all.
Hold them to 40% shooting. The defense was solid all night long. You give them second chance points at this type of rate. See a little skirmish here. Second night in a row.
Wow. Yeah, that's how the game ended last night.
Oh, yes, it went down after Memphis Grizzlies beat Dallas Mavericks right after the game when the last buzzled. And, Klay, he was like chilling, minding his business, and Ja was calling him a bum. You can hear him talking trash to him. And, we really don't know what all Klay said, but, you can tell he wasn't going for it. And Ja put his finger in his face, and Klay knocked his finger out the way, which, I can't blame him. And if a lot of people might not know, but I know everybody should know by now, that Klay Thompson and Megan Stallion, yes, they're dating. They're looking real good. Like, they really in love. So, a lot of people been bumping their gums about their relationship, talking about Klay not really producing like he used to produce, and they really trying to blame his relationship with Megan. And I'm like, forget all that, baby. The way I look at, basketball players, they will decline as they age. So, if he losing on the court, he most definitely winning when it comes to Megan Stallion. But Klay and Morant, I mean, this is not anything new. They say this is not the first time. Both of them haven't liked each other for a long time. Golden State era, when Klay used to play for Golden State. And they said after Morant, who was in street clothes as he missed another game with a strained calf, just kept talking trash. Kept talking trash, and Klay fired back. And basically, Klay, I'm going to play a clip. Klay was just saying that, Ja always running off at the mouth. He really don't take accountability or nothing. And recently he was suspended due to the coach decision. They wasn't on the same playing field. So, it's a lot going on around Ja. A lot of people say he's not really producing like he used to. He's not really focused. So y'all check out this clip here.
Kept that same energy, kept chirping. Thought he flopped when I got tied up with him. And then with Ja, he's a funny guy. He has a lot to say all the time, especially for a guy who rarely takes accountability. But you know what? That's for another day.
What did Ja have to say on this occasion?
Nothing of intelligent depth. It was really just his just running his mouth, and he's been running his mouth for a long time. And it's funny to run your mouth when you're on the bench. It's kind of the story of his career so far, just leaving us wanting more. We all want to see him out there and do his best, but he's just been letting a lot of other stuff get in the way of that. And we need that in the NBA. We need our best players to be out there. And when you're a star, it comes with a great responsibility. And I hate to see that go to waste.
You just talked about the history between you and the Grizzlies. Obviously, you got playoff matches against them when you were in Golden State. Just what is it about that matchup that brings out the best in you from a competitive standpoint?
Well, I actually do have a lot of respect for the Grindhouse. Mike Conley and Zach Randolph and Marcus Gasol. That was a hard team to beat. Memphis, oh my goodness. This new team, though, I don't know, man. They just talk a lot. They've always talked a lot. They never really backed it up either. So, I don't really respect that. I respect guys who back up the talk with play, because talk is cheap.